Hey, what's good, family? Peace and blessings, peace and abundance, peace in all our endeavors. What's good? We're out here in nature again, spreading light, love, truth, awareness, family. What's good is Living Waters. Welcome to Living Waters. And what's good, family? Hope you're doing great and becoming your greatest version every single day, because that's what we do here. Working on ourselves, because it's the most important thing, even if we don't get paid for it, family. Okay, so we'll be talking about the chosen ones today. So you need to do all to lock in, tune in, and stay to the end of the video. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and also share. We're talking about 7 things that only happens to the chosen ones. Chosen ones are people who are set apart by God. They are people who has a divine mission, a divine calling upon their life. This is real, family. You need to understand this truth. As a chosen one, you don't need someone to tell you that you're chosen one. You know, because everything in you resonates with the universe. This is real. Okay, we need to understand this truth. 7 things that only happens to the chosen one. As a chosen one, this message will come home. It will reach you home. It will come home, family. Okay, you'll be labeled crazy or weird because you have the gift of discernment. God gifts you with the gift of discernment. So you become, and then people label you crazy. They label you weird. Why? Because you have this gift of discernment. People can control you. Okay, people can, as in, you see through the illusion of people. You see through the smoke, you see through the BS, you see through the marks, what you see through their crafted illusion, their fakeness. You can actually pick it. They can run games on you as a chosen one. This is real. Some persons might actually show you kindness, but their real intention is to manipulate you, to control you, to make you silent. This is real. But as a chosen one, you know better because of your gift of discernment. You can unveil their true intention. This is real, family. You need to understand this truth. You really need to understand this truth. You're being called crazy. You're being called weird. Okay, you need to understand this truth. Likewise, also, you need to accept the fact that you're being called crazy and you're being called weird because you're doing something different, and because you're different, family. This is real. That's why you're being called crazy. That's why you're being called weird. And to attain a good level of success or greatness in life, you should be termed crazy. You should be termed weird. You should be termed mad, family. This is real. You need to understand this truth. As a chosen one, you're being labeled crazy because you're different. Some people see you and they call you strange. Yes, you need to accept that fact. You need to embrace that fact. Why? Because you're different. You're different from the majority. This is real. You're not conforming. It's better to be called weird than to be called a conformist. This is real, family. You need to understand this truth. As a chosen one, embrace the fact that you're doing something different. It makes you different. People can run games on you. People can use you for their own selfish, ego-driven ambition and no more, family. Why? Because you see through the smoke, you see through the marks, family. This is real. This is real. You need to understand this truth. So another thing that happens to the only the chosen one. We're talking about 7 things that happens to the chosen one. As a chosen one, you get hated by the world because God chose you out of the world. This is real. You're hated because God chose you out of the world. You need to understand this truth as a chosen one. In the book of John chapter 15, 18 to 21, it says, if the world hated you, know that it hated me first. This is real. Jesus actually speaking that the world hated him. Okay, if they actually persecute Jesus, they're going to persecute you as a chosen one. You need to understand this truth. It's real facts, family. You need to understand this truth. Okay, if you are of the world, if you were of the world will love its own kind. But because I have chosen you out of the world hated you. As a chosen one, since you're no longer conforming to the things of this world. What are the things of this world? The lust of the flesh, the lust of the eyes, the pride of life. Since you're trying to walk out yourself from this down path of life, the world is going to hate you for that. This is real, family. But if you're of the world is going to love its own. If you're always there talking about the next smoke, talking about the next party, outside there talking about the next girl you want to smash, the next person you want to smash and all that, the world is going to love his own. Why? Because you're conforming to the things of this world. But since God has actually chose you out of the things of this world, the world is going to hate on you. You need to understand this truth. The world is going to hate on you because you don't conform to the things of this world. You get hated for it. You are in this world, but not of this world. This is real. You are in this world, but you're not of this world. You're not doing the details of this world. Your life is not functioning by the things of this world. You've been set apart for a difference. This is real, family. You need to understand this truth. Like I said, if you're of this world, the world will love its own. The world loves conformity. That's what the world loves. People who share the same mindset with them. People who want to go to the rabbit hole with them. This is real. The world loves conformity. And as a chosen one, since you're out of this world, you get hated for it. You need to understand this shit. 7 things that only happens to the chosen one. Your spirit irritates the demons and people, the demonic spirit and people. As a chosen one, your spirit irritates people's demon. This is real, family. You need to understand this truth, family. In the book of John chapter 16, 8 and 11, it says, when here the spirit of truth is come, it says going to reprove the word of sin, of righteousness, of judgment. The spirit of judgment is the Holy Spirit. When he comes, he's going to reprove the word of sin, of righteousness, and of judgment. He begins to judge people because the Spirit of God is inside of you as a chosen one. So wherever you go, God begins to reprove people. Just your mere presence. You might not even be doing something specific. Your mere presence reprove people. Your mere presence is like a judgment. This is real, family. You need to understand this truth. You need to understand this truth. As a chosen one, darkness runs from you. This is real. Darkness cannot come close to you because your presence reveals them. Your presence, darkness does not go to the light. Why? Because light reveals darkness. Light unveils darkness. You need to understand this truth as a chosen one. It's the light and darkness cannot dwell on a place. It said the light shineth in darkness, and darkness cannot comprehend it. Darkness run from your light as a chosen one. You need to understand this truth. Your spirit irritates people. People can't be comfortable in your presence. They want you to dim your light. Since you can't conform to what they're doing, they can't be comfortable around you. Why? Because they're harboring a different spirit inside of them. This is real, family. You need to understand this truth. It happens to Jesus likewise. Even the demon and people have to see, Jesus I know, Paul I know. Who are you? This is real. You need to understand this truth. This is demon spirit that are speaking out from people. Jesus I know, Paul I know. Who are you? When Jesus Christ was on the scene, demons saw Jesus Christ and they started confessing out, have you come to torment us before our time? It's the same thing with the chosen one. Your spirit irritates the demon spirit and people. This is real, family. Your light shines in darkness and darkness cannot comprehend it. It's real. You need to understand this truth, family. So these are another things that happens to only the chosen one. Okay. And the 4 things that actually happen to the chosen one is that you don't give up with the fight of sin. You never give up when fighting sin. You know, sin is actually a destroyer of nation, of people. Okay, what's happening in the world today is just sin. The Bible says righteousness exalts a nation, and sin is a reproach to any people, to any nation. Sin is a breach in the spirit. You need to understand this truth as a chosen one. Okay, say he that is born of God overcometh the world, and this is the victory that overcometh the world, even our faith. As a chosen one, you are born to overcome the things of this world. This is real. You are an overcomer to overcome the lust of the flesh, to overcome the pride of life, the lust of the eyes. This is real, family. You need to understand these are things of the world, and as a chosen one, you never give up fighting sin. This is real. Most of the people in the world, they've actually given up. They think sin is a normal thing. Sin is not a normal thing, family. We're not born with sin. This is a habit which we've learned. We're never born with sin. We're born to live a holy life. They say you were a chosen generation, a royal priesthood, a holy nation, to show for the praise of him who has called you out of darkness into his marvelous light. You need to understand this truth as a chosen one. You're never born into sin. You were born to live the righteousness of God. This is real, family. You need to understand this truth. Righteousness exalts the nation. So you were supposed to stand in the righteousness of God, not to lower your standard living below who you are. You were God on this earth, and God does not function in sin. God does not function in an unclean place. This is real, family. You need to understand this truth. Okay, you never stop. You never give up fighting sin. People throwing the towel because everybody around them is doing the same thing. They love conformity. But as a chosen one, you want to overcome of all these things. You need to understand this truth as a chosen one. Okay, another thing that happens to the chosen one. Another thing that happens to the chosen one You see, God is going to isolate his chosen ones. This is real, to build you up. The fifth thing that happened to the chosen one is that God is going to isolate you to build you up. You need to understand that this is a process. Okay, it's the same also becoming your greatest version. For you to become your greatest version, you need to go through the process. Every greatness whom God chooses has to go through this process of isolation, not to punish you, but to polish you. This is real. This is real. God has to, that intimate relationship with God that has to build you up, drop everything that is not of God inside of you. Your lust is going to fall off. Your fears is going to fall off. Everything not of God, whatever is not of God, what God has not planted in you, that begins to fall off from you. This is real, family. And only things that God wants to bring you begins to grow. Your life begins to go forward. This is real. This is what the isolation period is all about. It's a building process. It's a growth process. This is real. That is why you need to embrace isolation. Because it's actually a moment with you and God where you begin to sharpen your gift. You begin to hear God clearly as a man speak to his friend. This is real, family. This is real. You need to understand this truth. As a chosen one, God is going to isolate you. Jesus Christ had to go through the 40 days and 40 nights in isolation just with God, and he came out with power. He came out to show forth the beauty of God through that process of isolation, through that process of grinding with God. It's the same thing with the chosen one. If God chooses you, you will go through isolation. Before Moses has to get to the 10 commandments, he has to go through a process with God, an isolated period with God. This is where even Paul has to go through 3 years of isolation with God just to emerge as a loving apostle. This is where, family. So whatever you're going through, if you're chosen by God, you will go through isolation period where God builds you up, where God begins to walk through you. This is where is God's divine purpose to walk through you. You are God's son, you're God's daughter. God has to walk through you, so you'll be zealous of every good works. This is where is his plan and his purpose to walk through you, not just for you to walk it alone. He's walking through you. This is where, family, you need to understand this truth. Okay, another thing that only happens to the chosen one. We're talking about 7 things that only happens to the chosen one. The 6 things that happen to the chosen one is that God bless you with spiritual gifts as well as physical gifts. You need to understand this truth. During this process of isolation, your gifts of God begins to come out abroad. This is real. This is where it can be the gift of wisdom, word of knowledge. This is where it can be divine understanding. It can be counsel. It can be whatsoever gift. It can be discernment of spirit. This is where it can be a gift of faith to go through every fire and come out like you never went through anything. This is where, family, you need to understand this, that God blesses you with spiritual gift as well as physical gift. If you check deep down inside of you, you'll know that God has bestowed up on the chosen one diverse gift. It can be gift of singing, it can be gift of dancing, rapping, talking. It can be all, as in there's so many gifts God has bestowed up in his chosen one. Even physical gift, that even businesses you do, you just make profits. Anything you put your hand just begins to work. You're good at fixing people's hair. You're good at fixing anything you touch. These are the gifts of God in your life. You need to identify them and use them to make profit on the earth. This is real, family. As a chosen one, God bestowed on you so many gifts that you were good at, very good at. Natural is your natural ability, something natural in you that you just do naturally without stress. Check. They said the Spirit of the Lord is the candle that searches the inward part of the belly. You need to search yourself, search and know that God has bestowed in the chosen one diverse gifts. Like I said, God takes you through this isolation period. As a chosen one, you're not even supposed to succeed just the way the world succeed. God has to work on your gifts. This is real. It's a process you need to go through, so you need to embrace the processes. Okay, and lastly, the 7th thing that only happens to the chosen one is that you experience favor with God and with man. God bestows you with favor. This is real unusual favor. The Bible said Jesus Christ increased in wisdom and status and with favor with God and with man. With favor with God and with man. This is real. Favor with God. Everywhere you go as a chosen one, you will favor. People fall on you just to favor you. This is real. You are more preferable than the children of men. Grace is poured into you because you're favored, you are acceptable, you have this advantage. Lots of people might be competing to get a particular job, to get a particular thing, but because of your favor, because you have grace, somebody from afar will be asking just for you to get that stuff. Why? Because you're favored. This is where it's even the rich among the people will entreat your favor. This is where, family, you need to understand this truth. As a chosen one, the grace of God, the grace of God that makes you acceptable. It's just on you as a chosen one. It's a grace, the grace of favor. Wherever you go, you're just being favored. You're just being singled out. This is where, why? Because of the beauty of God illuminating your spirit from inside to the outside. People see the glory of God within your spirit. It shines out. This is where, family, you can't be hidden as a chosen one. He said, arise and shine, for the light is come, and the glory of the Lord is risen upon thee. This is where the glory of the Lord, the beauty of the Lord is risen upon thee. The favor of God is risen upon thee. This is where it says, the Gentiles shall come to that light. The kings shall come to the brightness of the rising. What are they coming to do? They're coming to bring gifts unto you. They're coming to favor you. This is where, family, you need to understand this truth. As a chosen one, you'll be favored by God and man. This is real. God is going to move the whole earth just to favor you. He said he will bless the righteous, and with favor shall he compass you with a shield. God does not joke with his chosen one. He will move the world. He will orchestrate events. Protocols will be suspended just for God to favor you. This is real. You need to understand this truth, family. As a chosen one, you need to understand this truth. So these are the 7 things that only happens to the chosen one. Okay, you need to understand this truth. You need to embrace when you're being called weird or being called crazy, you're different. You need to understand this truth. You're not a conformist. The world is going to hate on you for that, and you need to embrace that too. Not everyone is going to like you, and that's fine. You need to understand this truth, family. Okay, your spirit is going to irritate people's demon. It's okay. Not to shame them, it's to raise them up if they can actually see the truth. This is real, family. The spirit of judgment in you is going to reprove people. You need to understand this truth as a chosen one. You never give up on sin. Sin is actually a destroyer of nations, of people. So as a chosen one, you keep working on yourself. You need to live above sin, to live in righteousness, because you are a chosen generation, a royal priesthood, a holy nation. That's who you are as a chosen one. You need to understand this truth, family. Okay? And you get isolated to be built up by God. God is going to isolate you, to walk through you, to build you up. This is where you need to be complete. You need to be walked in, as in you need to be complete. It's a process. You need to be a full, complete man. You need to conform to the fullness of Christ. It's a process. This is where, family. Okay, and God blesses you with spiritual gift as well as physical gift, likewise, and you get favor by God. So this is what the message is all about. As a chosen one, if you know this message resonates with you, do all to like, do all to press the subscribe button, and also do all to share. Put down your comment. Get edified. You, by putting down your comment, you don't know someone who's watching and who's paying attention to your comments. Peace and blessing. Do have a wonderful day, family. Peace.